Mayor Harold Washington was the first candidate who I was engaged with on a very grassroots level. I knocked on doors for him. I believed in his vision for Chicago. He was a unifier.
My first encounter with Harold began when a good friend of mine that I grew up with asked me to come and help run his senatorial campaign. And then from there, I ran all of his campaigns after that. But then the next really major race was the congressional race. And he could have remained congressman of the 1st Congressional District for life. I mean, he was that popular and he was that skilled as a politician and a legislator.
I proudly and humbly accept, on behalf of the people of Chicago, the nomination as the Democratic candidate for mayor in 1983.
When Harold Washington first announced he was running for mayor, most people in Chicago didn't think he could win. The discrimination that had been the history of the city of Chicago didn't seem as though it would be ready for a black man to be elected mayor of such a city.
The Democratic Party is not polarized black and white, period. There are people who would like to polarize it black and white. That's not going to happen.
The media saw Harold as an also-ran, that the fight for mayoralty was between the son of the former mayor and the current mayor, Richard Daley, Jane Byrne.
A question in that campaign, could he put together enough of a turnout in the African-American community to kind of run down the middle between these two white candidates in a deeply divided city? And he did, because there was absolute, not just support, but enthusiasm bordering on adoration.
His message was one that would bring the city together, and he wouldn't be the black mayor of Chicago, he would be the mayor of Chicago who happened to be black, but a trailblazer, doing what no person had done before him.
We want to win so bad we can taste it. We're prepared for it. We're qualified for it. We've been working for it all our life. This job was made for me. I want it badly. I want it.
Here was this guy who was fearless, who was taking on, the machine, and who was articulating the aspirations of the community in a way that voters here hadn't heard before.
Our concern is to make the Chicago base, which is a powerful economic base, a much more fruitful oasis that has open doors for all of its citizens, regardless of race, color, creed, or sex, or handicap.
He made me feel a part of something bigger than just myself, a part of a movement, and gave me an appreciation for what his leadership could do for our city that at the time was pretty divided. It was a very grassroots effort, going door to door. I remember going to LeClaire Courts, one of the public housing developments at the time in Chicago, and people were hesitant, but he just kept at it, and in so doing, he built some momentum. And when a politician is trying earnestly to earn your vote, you can tell.
I'm just going to tell you what the facts are.
Harold Washington was utterly authentic and reveled in being authentic. He was who he was, said what he pleased, and people loved that. He was a brawler in a town that appreciates strength.
If this were a street brawl, I know what I would do.
He was unafraid of any fight, and people thought, yeah, that's us. That's Chicago.
According to the best of my ability.
According to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, Mayor.
What he did for the spirit of Chicago and our belief in these infinite possibilities, you can't take away.
Harold's election was a declaration of independence on the part of the African-American community that had been under the yoke of the Democratic machine for generations.
And that was another attitude. You can't beat City Hall, you can't beat the political machine. And so our experience, in our local elections, we beat the machine several times. So, my attitude, yes, you can.
Yes, we can.
Had there not been a Mayor Washington, there might not have been a President Obama. In a sense, what began in Chicago, this sense of breaking barriers, of doing what nobody had ever done before. Really, for a black man to be elected mayor of Chicago at the time that he was elected seemed as far-fetched at the time as President Obama when he first ran for president.
It is time for a change, and that's why I'm running for president of the United States of America.
There is a linkage between Harold Washington and Barack Obama, even though they only met once. Barack Obama is the legatee in many ways of Harold Washington. So it's altogether fitting that he be represented at the Obama Center.
Getting over that thought process, that this really can happen, was a similarity with both of the campaigns.
Some of you may know that I originally moved to Chicago in part because of the inspiration of Mayor Washington's campaign. I'll never forget how he reached out to everyone, black, brown, and white, to build a coalition for change. But he understood that ultimately power comes from people, and people trust that you are fighting for them. Then there's nothing you can't accomplish.
He made you feel as though you were part of something bigger than yourself. He reminded everybody that we have more in common than we have differences. He motivated people to want to get involved, and whether you were knocking on doors or volunteering at a block club, that everyone could do something to make Chicago better. And I think that inspiration that I felt from him was shared by countless people across not just our city, but the country.
I look out there at 3,000 people. You know what I see? I see 3 million people in Chicago coming together in unison around a common purpose to make this a better city. Thank you very much.